How can we improve the taste of our foods or cook completely new dishes just using the properties of the acidity? For example, fresh milk has almost a neutral pH and is homogeneous in liquid. However, when it spoils, pH drops below 5. It becomes thick, clots appear. Usually we get upset when a milk turns sour. However, it is worth looking deeper into the process and extracting profits. On the other hand, not only acids work wonders, but also alkalis. Usually the word lye sounds scary, but it is lye that is used to make the famous Oreo cookies, instant cocoa, ramen noodles, or German pretzels. Well, an airy cake is already the result of the joint work of an alkali and an acid. So let's use the knowledge about the acidity of products. Cook high-protein dry milk curd and healthy pancakes. Bake golden brown but very soft pretzels. Make a fluffy cheese pie. Let's start with acids. Acids are substances with a pH level above 7, that is, substances that release hydrogen ions with different strengths. Acids in foods cause the usual sour taste. Citric, malic, oxalic, and tartaric acids are found in fruits and vegetables, while yogurt and other dairy and meat products contain lactic acid. Acids play an important role in harmonizing flavors, for example by lightening fatty dishes. Acids also play a significant role in affecting chemical and physical changes in food. They bolster the consistency of jams by binding peptide groups, resulting in a more gel-like texture. They bolster the firmness of vegetables and legumes, which in turn slows down their softening process during boiling. They facilitate the breakdown of collagen, rendering meat more tender. They disrupt the gluten network, yielding dough that is softer and airier. One important thing about acids is that lactic acid can coagulate, curdle milk protein, casein. It gets thick and turns into valuable foods like milk, curd, and cheese. How do acids coagulate milk protein? Casein proteins have a negative charge when in a fresh milk, so they push each other away. That's why fresh milk stays as a consistent liquid form. When you add acid to the milk, it cancels out the negative charge on these molecules. As a result, they stop pushing each other away and start sticking. By the way, store-bought kefir or yogurt usually already has the required pH level for complete coagulation of casein. It can also be used to make curd. After combining, the casein molecules must be separated from the liquid medium. This is achieved by heating the mixture to 60 to 70 degrees Celsius and keeping it for at least an hour. After this time, the mass completely exfoliates. The liquid drains, leaving behind a solid product, milk curd. This highly nutritious food can be eaten fresh or used to make gluten-free pancakes or casseroles. Add sugar, rice flour, raisins, 1 egg. Mix, shape into balls and press down. Sear on both sides until golden brown. Another way to form pancakes is to make a sausage shape from the milk curd dough. Slice into equal medallions and fry. Second part, alkali. Alkalis, unlike acids, are on the other side of the neutral pH and are solution with excess hydroxide ions. Alkaline substances like acids transform flavors and textures in cooking, enhance soluble cocoa powders, reduce acidity and bitterness. Oreo cookies use alkaline agents to achieve their distinct black color and flavor. Lutefisk, a Norwegian dish, owes its distinct qualities to alkaline treatment. Ramen use alkaline agents for a smooth, springy texture and to prevent breakage. Cheap olives lose bitterness and gain tenderness through soaking in alkaline solutions. Century eggs are created by immersing them in an alkaline salt solution. Nixtamalization in Mexico and Central America uses alkaline to remove husk corn easier and improve nutrition. And of course, the iconic golden pretzels are achieved by soaking them in an alkaline solution. The golden crust is the product of the interaction of amino acids with sugars, known as the Maillard reaction. To keep the inside soft and the outside brown, pretzels are dipped in a special alkaline bath before they're baked. An alkaline solution has very few free protons. It'll take them away from amino acids, freeing them for accelerated interaction with sugars. The temperature and time for golden crust are reduced. For the dough, dissolve 7 grams of sugar in 60 grams of warm water and 1.5 grams of dry yeast and let it swell. Carefully open the beer or ask someone who knows how to do it. We need 60 grams of room temperature beer. and 15 grams of butter. 210 grams of wheat flour and 3 grams of salt. Mix the dough and let it rest in a warm place for 1.5 hours. While the dough is resting, bake 100 grams of baking soda for 1 hour at a temperature of 120 degrees Celsius. This will allow you to get a strong alkaline solution at home, similar in properties to that used in the professional production of pretzels. Take your dough and divide it into several equal parts. Stretch each part into a long rope and twist it into a pretzel shape. You can make the dough ropes thicker, then the pretzels will be softer. Dissolve the baked baking soda in boiling water. Dip the pretzels for 30 seconds and bake for 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. The golden brown pretzels are ready. Whether thin or thick, they're aromatic, bright brown, but very soft and tender on the inside. So, we've explored the properties of acids and alkalis, and it's time to learn how to use them together correctly. The interaction between acids and alkalis is most demonstrative when considering a dough leavening agent. As a result of the reaction, carbon dioxide gas is produced, and when it escapes, it leavens the dough. Let's create together the perfect formula for our leavening agent using lactic acid and baking soda. Find the formula for the reaction between lactic acid and baking soda. The amount of acid in this formula is equal to the amount of soda. However, in chemical equations, we are not talking about grams, but about moles. To convert grams to moles, look at the periodic table. By using the atomic masses of the elements and the number of molecules, we can calculate the molar masses of acid and soda. Further, to convert grams to moles, we use the basic formula of chemistry. Divide the mass of a substance in grams by its molar mass. 3 grams of lactic acid is equal to 0.033 mole based on the equality of the volumes of lactic acid and soda in the equation. We conclude that the required volume of soda is 0.033 mole. Reversing our formula, we get that this is 2.772 grams of soda. Let's check our calculations and bake an airy cheese pie. 100 grams of corn flour, 100 grams of wheat flour, 2.8 grams of baking soda, 10 grams of sugar, 4 grams of salt, and 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Beat 2 eggs and 200 grams of unsweetened yogurt or kefir and 100 grams of cheese. Add the flour mixture and knead it until it reaches a homogeneous consistency. A touch of oregano and 3 cloves of minced garlic. Place the dough into a baking dish and bake in a preheated oven for 25 to 30 minutes. It turned out to be a soft and airy pie, very aromatic and vibrant, perfect for a snack or with creamy soup. 0.75 liters of gas released as a result of the reaction raised our pie. So, knowing only about the pH of foods, we were able to prepare 3 special dishes. Stay with us and together we will learn more about how to make cooking an amazing adventure and avoid annoying mistakes. Subscribe to us on social networks and follow the activities. See you soon and new discoveries!